Doing, girl? What's going on, man? Hey, what's going on? Give me some love.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. What do you have to say?
I just want to know, I have a question for you guys. How far
And the cat goes
Meow, meow.
your limits are on the abortion? Like if the...
Is that a cat in there?
Sorry, my cat's like yelling at me. If the pregnancy is not viable, are you guys okay with,
What do you mean by not viable?
So like it's an ectopic
Ectopic.
pregnancy, yeah.
Do you speak English?
Yes. Or if the child inside of the uterus, the fetus, is not
So
progressing.
treating ectopic
in
pregnancy
weight.
is not technically abortion, but I give the medical exception.
Okay.
So if the mother is going
So
to lose her life,
also, like,
abortion
what-
is acceptable. So we can put that in a
Okay.
black box and we
And that in the black box.
can talk about the
Great.
elective cases.
Great. So what if the fetus is not growing and the brain is not growing, the organs are not growing, and it's just not viable?
Nothing glues anymore.
So you ended with not viable, and I don't think that you should
Yeah.
combine
like,
all of those things
if-
together, because if
So
there's a
if the
situation
fetus-
where the
If the fetus
ahead.
is doomed to die in
Doomed to die, of course.
utero, and the mother is with a fetus inside of her body, and it's not.
Let me ask you a question.
It's a-
If there was a baby outside the womb that
No,
had
we're
a
in the
99% chance
We're not
of losing
outside
its...
the womb. We're in the womb.
Great.
We're
I'm
not
gonna try
talking
to get
outside
to.
the
I'm gonna
womb.
try to make sense to you.
No, we're
okay?
not. But what you're
We're
trying
not.
to do is
I get it.
to make
I'm trying.
it a
I'm gonna
different
give you a
thing,
hypothetical.
And we need to talk about
you're
it in
you're
the
giving
room.
me hypotheticals, and I'm gonna give you a
No,
different
yes,
hypothetical
but
to try to
we're
understand
talking
your
about my
hypothetical.
hypothetical, not your hypothetical.
Okay.
We're
if
talking
a
about my
baby,
hypothetical.
if a baby was outside the womb,
No,
and
inside
it
the
had
womb. Inside the womb.
I'm not. I'm trying to understand your
I
position
want
better.
to know if the baby is inside, the fetus is inside the womb, and it
Okay.
has no brain growth. It is not gaining weight.
And so, what's the percentage that they're not going to live?
What percentage?
Probably 100%.
It wasn't a lie. It was 100% her assumption.
If we know for certain that the baby is not alive, then that's not an
Uh-huh.
abortion, and you can
And you know what they call those?
get rid of a pregnancy or
They're
of
called
the child.
D&Cs. That's what they're called. They're
I'm
called
not
D&Cs.
trying to ban those. Let me
Wait, what did you say?
ask you a question though. If you were outside the womb, right?
That's not what a BS is.
If you were outside the womb and
Yes,
you had
it
a
is.
child, if you were outside the womb and you had a child, and the doctor
We're not
said this
outside
child,
the womb. We're not
Sheena, you're
talking
gonna play by
outside
my
the womb.
rules, or you're gonna leave.
It's another attempt to say, listen, I'm not going to play by your rules.
Okay, that's how
Okay.
we're gonna do this.
All right.
So, and that means you have to be respectful and cordial.
So respectful.
So, please, it's. I know it might be difficult for you to do, but try it sometime.
okay.
So, if you were outside the womb, okay, and you had a child that had according to a doctor, some random guy in a lab coat, had a 98% chance of living, right? A 98% chance of living. Would you say, end that child's life? Or would you say, let's ride it out
but
and
we're
hope
not
he survives?
talking about aborting
Simple question.
a
Simple question.
child
Yes or no? Or not yes or no, but
outside
rather,
of a
what would you do?
womb.
Would you end that child's life? Would you euthanize that child? Or would you ride it out and hope he survives?
That's not what we're talking about.
Just a simple
She can't answer that question for me.
question.
Abortion
I think
is
the
not
answer is pretty easy if you have a good
euthanization
heart.
of a person. Abortion is
Do
not
you have an answer to the
considered-
question? Do you have an answer to the question?
It's
You have an answer for me?
that's a different scenario. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
So you won't answer the question?
No,
answered
because
your
it's not.
question, you
It's
won't answer
not a
mine?
question that is answerable according
It's
to
not?
anything.
I think
that
it's
has
pretty
to do with
answerable.
abortion.
Save the
Because
child's
it's not
life.
abortion.
Do whatever you can to
That
preserve
would
the
be
child's life.
literally. That would be ending
I'm
a
not
life
saying-
that
I'm not
has
saying
come
it's
out
it's an
of
abortion. I'm
uterus,
trying
which is
to-
not abortion.
Both of them.
Execute a person.
It's not abortion. It's
So you
not
won't
abortion.
answer the question. So
I don't have the intellect to refute these arguments.
It's not abortion.
so let me ask you a more specific question about abortion. How do you justify offing kids in the womb? How do you justify
Okay.
it?
Well, how do you justify that?
So
Let's see if you
you
can
can
tackle that
justify it as such. Have you ever had a child inside of your womb?
No, stop.
But you're a man.
I asked you a simple question. How do you
I'm
justify
I'm
offing a
going
kid
to talk.
in the womb?
I'm talking.
Well, how do you justify that?
You're
Would
asking
you
me
like
about
an
my
answer?
womb. I don't have one. A man does
Okay,
not have a womb.
great. So you don't have. So it's going to be really hard for you to empathize.
No,
Really? Who told you that?
feminists, intellectuals, ugly women.
That's
As
stupid.
a person that doesn't
stupid.
have a womb.
It doesn't matter if I have a womb or not.
But you're a man.
It does, 100%. I don't have.
I'm asking you the simple principle. I'm asking you a simple principle.
I don't have testicles.
How do you justify offing a kid
If you have something
in
wrong
the
with
womb?
your testicles,
Those goofy bastards are just about the best thing I've got going in this crazy world.
and you have
Sheena, I know this is difficult to do, but actually try to use your intellect and engage in the conversation and answer simple questions. You failed to answer the first question. We're going to try question number 2.
Okay.
How
All
do you
right, let's answer
justify
this first
ending the life
question.
of a child in the womb?
Okay,
How
so
do you
let's
justify
say
it? Not about me. It's about
okay,
you.
so
How do
let's
you
talk
justify
about
it?
I don't have the intellect to refute these arguments.
let's talk about essay.
Textbook deflection.
Oh!
Let's
No,
talk
no,
about
no.
it.
Let's not talk about essay. Let's talk about what I'm asking you.
Let's talk
If
about
you don't have a
it,
justification,
because
you can
that's
say I don't
one of
have
the
it. But
reasons
just
All your behavior is just deflection.
why
simply
I
justify what you
personally
want to do.
would have
Hold
an
on,
abortion.
Sheena, are you here to engage or not?
Do you want me to answer your question or not?
Are you yes or no? Are you here to engage?
Do you want me to answer your question or not?
I'm gonna
Just answer the question.
ask you one more time. Are you here to engage? Yes or no?
Would you like to know the reasons of why a
that's it.
person would
You're
have an
done.
abortion
You're done.
Textbook deflection.
Oh!
or not?
Right? She's not here to have. Look, James.
I'm sorry. I'm
you
getting
are
frustrated, but it's...
You're a lot